it is I, the Concrete Catwalk, and I am back with a new video. For those of you guys who are new to my channel, I want to say welcome. I am a reseller who sells vintage, gently loved, pre-owned, new things, and I have an online store on Poshmark, and it is called Concrete Catwalk. You can go over there and check out the things that I have in my closet. You can also follow me on IG, Instagram. I am the Catwalks Concrete. If you see something in my closet and you want to have a dialogue, feel free to DM me there and we can work it out before somebody else gets it. For you guys who are returning to my channel, welcome. My Catwalkers, love you very much. Before I get into it today, I just want to give a shout out to you guys who are subscribed. I'm trying to grow my channel and I love sharing the things that I discover with reselling and sourcing and thrifting and all of the things that are related to it, fashion, style, etc., etc. And as I go along with this process, I'm going to start sharing a little bit more of the things that I find when I go out thrifting. And I'm just, like I said, you know, this is a journey for me. So as I go along, the more comfortable that I get, the more that I will be willing to share. How about that? Let's just get it to that point. Oh, and if you have any questions, this jacket, I am a huge fan of like vintage military things. And so this is a jacket that I actually sourced. I love it. It just has a lived in, loved in feel to it. And it has like this really neat hood that like turns into a collar. Anyway, I could go on and on for days. Today we're gonna get into, we're gonna talk about, look, we're going to talk about the hustle. We're going to talk about the side hustle, this thing with reselling, and yeah, that's one thing. But the hustle behind it is totally different. And yeah, I get a side hustle is any type of situation where it's a business. It's a business in addition to what you do, you know, for your day in and day out. I'll get into my thoughts about that word, that side hustle. We'll get into that as we go along in this video. Let me just set it up. So, you know, sometimes people like fall into this whole thing about a side hustle by accident. I fell into this by accident through a love of just clothes, through a love of finding things and then discovering, okay, well maybe, you know, I can share this item by listing it and selling it, and it worked. So, I started out many years ago on a different platform than what I am now. I currently have a closet on Poshmark. That's where my side hustle began. There are components to it that you learn along the way. There are things with it that you discover as you're going through this. And I'm just going to set it up. We're just going to talk about it. I'm just going to tell you about how I feel. And I always say this. I'm going to say this again in my videos. This is my channel. The things that I discuss here are the things that I discuss here. I am just giving you a piece of my advice based upon experiences doing this whole thing. Having a business, having a resale business, sourcing, thrift. I always say you can either take my advice, leave it, or whatever you want to do with it. Just get into it. So like, you know, this whole thing with the side hustle, you know, a lot of people were like, what? You know, how does this work? Well, simply put, when you embark upon having something that is bringing in additional income, because let's just call it what it is. That's what a side hustle is. It is something that you put time and energy in, whether it's part-time, whether it's full-time, equal to what you're doing when you go to work every day. Sometimes it is something that can generate additional revenue for you. That's the gist of the side hustle. And for me, what I found out with it is it's more than just a side hustle. It is something that almost demands, if it's becoming lucrative and generates a lot of traffic, whatever that traffic may be. You may be good at selling clothes, you may be good at doing whatever. But whatever is generating interest, that hustle is going to start talking to you. It's going to start saying, hey, you need to invest some time in doing this. You need to invest your time in making sure that, if it's listings, if it's whatever, a side hustle is and can potentially be, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, but it is a time suck. It demands just as much time as anything else that is important in your life. Because the ultimate objective with the side hustle, and we'll get into that later, is to get out of it being just a side hustle and legitimately get into it being something that you totally love doing, meaning a business. Let's just be real. That's what most people want their side hustle to develop into. Because most people with the side hustle, and I'm no different, that is where your passion lies. Doesn't mean that you don't like your day job. We are not saying that. Doesn't mean that you don't invest your responsibilities where those responsibilities need to be. But I will say this. If you have a side business, a side hustle, a hustle that you are serious about, and you want that thing to go from being a baby crawling around to being a grown adult walking, you have got to invest your blood, sweat, tears, time, and energy into it. It is not something to undertake if, and I'm just gonna call it like it is, and I don't care. It is not something to undertake if you know you are lazy. It is not something to undertake if you know you're not committed to it. It is not something to undertake if you know that there are things that, inventory-wise, you need to go source, clients you need to go meet, or supplies you need to go get. Whatever it may be that's related to this hustle, you better not be lazy. You cannot be lazy with this. You have to be motivated. I've had to realize that if this is my dream, if this is what I'm most motivated to do beyond whatever my work life is going to be, career, when that's concluded, if this is going to be my commit, my shtick, my stick, my thing, then I better damn love what I'm doing. And I better be committed to the fact that you're going to get up, you're going to do the things that you need to do, and you're going to go. I love what I do with my business so much. It is not a problem getting up at 5:30 in the morning, driving in an hour and a half to get to wherever I'm going to go to source. So commitment to this is by far the largest thing that comes with the hustle, because you will work. You are going to work. You're probably going to work double what you do in a 40-hour work week. You may work 60, 80 hours. And when you're dog tired and you've had a sale and you have a responsibility or whatever it is, and you've got a client, or you cut here, or you do here, or you do, I don't care what it is. If there is a need that has to be addressed, you better be willing to work your ass off. Plain and simple. You better be willing to work your ass off. Because a side hustle does not care if you're tired. It does not care if you're sick. It does not care if you've got other things that are going on. What it cares about is if you're committed to doing the things that you need to do in order to make it successful. That's all it cares about. It takes no prisoners. For me and my own personal journey with this whole endeavor of having a business and trying to juggle and manage, it boils down to the fact that you're human. And the management side of trying to be responsible with a business and trying to be responsible with regards to your working professional life and trying to be responsible with family and all those things, it all gets melded together. And it all leads back to the same word that I keep talking about, and that is commitment. You've got to be willing to do the things when you are dog tired, those extra things, those extra things, if you want it bad enough. It is not unheard of me to be sitting downstairs and doing listings at 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, over the weekend, just up and doing what you have to do. So, if it's something that means something to you, your hustle, your side business, your piece means something to you, you're going to do whatever it takes. Period. Whatever it takes to get to that point, you're going to do it. I think that when you get into this whole realm of having it, you know, there are a lot of benefits to it. There are a lot of things. You know, we all see it. The additional income that it provides. You see the relationships that it begins to build with people. You begin to see the fact that sometimes you realize you've got more time ever imagined because of time management. This has taught me seriously time management. It has taught me the ability to, there's plenty of time in the day to get it done. You've just got to be willing to do it. If this is a path that you want to walk down, brace yourself, because this is one of those things where, yeah, it may be online, but you still got obligations. You know, is there interference? We try to keep that at bay. You know, if I can answer a question on my phone, I'm going to answer the question on my phone so that it doesn't interfere with anything that I have to do during the course of my professional business day. We don't like those worlds to mix. We keep that separate. And is it hard to do? Yes, it is. But do you have to do it? Yes, you do. There's plenty of days you're going to be working at night, so be prepared, because if you want it bad enough, you're going to do it. I think that one of the things that I've also had to realize too is that the level of overcommitment is real. You've got to be very careful with what you agree to do, or the things that you take on in terms of, you know, you bring in stuff in, oh, I got to get this listed, I got to do this. The ability to feel incredibly overcommitted to doing things is real. And one of the most important things that I have found out is to realize when I need a break. Because sometimes the whole zhuzh with the listings, the social media, the interactions, sometimes you just have to put the brakes on it, and you have to deal with the things at hand that you need, which is self-care. Because if I'm not in the right state of mind and place to do this, then my commitment to it could potentially diminish. And I don't think anybody wants that. I think the balance that you try to keep with doing a business, doing the side hustle, is critical. You have to keep that balance in order to keep your head level so that you can deal with all the things that are going to be coming at you. And I'll say this is like the last most crucial point that I've found with having a side hustle, is that just because you have additional free time to commit to your business doesn't necessarily always means that it's your business that needs it. Sometimes it's best to just, if you need downtime, give yourself downtime. Because a side hustle is supposed to be, above all, something that you are in love with. It is supposed to be something that you are passionate about. It is not supposed to be something that you end up hating in the end. And the perspective that some have regarding it, some people look at a side hustle as a part-time. I don't look at a side hustle as a part-time. I look at a side hustle as my real full-time job. And my objective is to work hard on it so that I can make it that. So whatever your goals are, let me know in the comments below. Tell me what your thoughts are. How do you look at your side hustle? Do you call it a side hustle? I don't call my side hustle a side hustle. I call it a full-time job with late evening hours. That's what I call mine. Do me 3 things. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tap that bell so that you can get all the alerts for when my new vids go up. I post every Sunday, so if you don't want to miss out, tap that bell, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead, check my Poshmark closet out. I am the Concrete Catwalk on Poshmark. Follow me on IG, the Catwalks Concrete on Instagram. Love you all. Thank you. And I will see you next week.